Hey, Jason here. Hope you're doing fantastic. The purpose of this video is really to get you thinking about how you currently structure your pricing for the services you provide in your marketplace and how to maximize your revenue the proper way. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you may have never thought about what you provide in the way that I'm about to explain this to you. So it may get some creative juices flowing, but I do want to let you know this is different than something you've probably seen before. But let's go ahead and get started. So what typically happens, I'm going to call this the pricing continuum. That's what we're going to call this for the sake of this video. But everything you do is within, I'm going to call this frame. Okay, I'll just try it out. Everything you do is within a framework. Man, that's a amazing looking writing right here. I haven't played with this pen in a long time, so I'm sorry. That says framework, okay? But a framework is your supporting structure. And everything that you do, whether you realize it or not, has a framework to it. And that framework may be not together, it may be all over the place, but everything you do has a framework. And the more your framework is together, the more money you're going to be able to make, because within that framework comes your systems, it comes the structuring, and then the systems, come about with processes. And when you have the proper systems within a framework, with the proper processes behind it, then now you're going to have more consistency and predictability in the money that you make. So let's go ahead and get into this. So what tends to happen is there's really three areas, okay? There's three areas that you probably fall into when you're making money. So what we're going to call this is we're going to call this product, okay? And I'll explain this in a moment here, so just stick with me. Number two, what you have, we're going to call this program, okay? And then number three, I'm going to continue this on this side right here. We're going to call this service, okay? And let me explain them. So when we talk about product, this is pretty much programs that you create. It may be a PDF, right? It may be I'll put D, that's a D, C for a digital course that you create, right? Or info product / info, okay? And typically with these products, this is going to be the lowest money that you can get, all right? So I'm going to put $1 sign here. So then what you have is your programs. So depending on what you do in these programs, this is your consulting, okay? If you provide consulting. This is coaching, right? Man, I am butchering these words here. This also may be group coaching, right? Leveraging that time. Okay? And this consulting that you do, most likely it may be one-on-one. That's typically how consulting is done. Now, on this money continuum, you're going to make a little bit more money, and you actually can do pretty well within this framework, okay, than if you were to just launch information products, which also could be very profitable as well. So then on this continuum, what you have here is your service, right? And I'm just going to put DFY, okay? And this is more of your done for you services. This is your fulfillment. So if you have a marketing agency and this is the done for you marketing, when you're managing their social media or you're building their website and managing their websites as well, or you're managing their reputation, maybe you're taking over their marketing and advertising. This is where this continuum of pricing falls in. And this is where you're going to make your most money at because of the work, because of the fulfillment factor in that space. So before I continue, does this make sense? And what I want you to do right now is internally answer, where do you fall into right now with this pricing continuum? Product, program, or services. So, and let me go ahead and I'll go to the next page here so I can convey this. And how do I go to the next page here? Oh, there we go. Let me get this thing right here and go all the way down, and we are good to go. All right, so the first question I ask you is, where are you in that continuum? Are you just with the this right here, as far as the I call it the do-it-yourself, the information products, the programs, or are you more in this section right here where you provide consulting, whether it's one-on-one or coaching or group coaching, or do you fall more into the fulfillment sector when you are doing more done-for-you services like taking over marketing, building marketing campaigns? Where are you at? Where are you at? The second question that I want to ask you is, can you, that's a you, charge more? All right, can you charge more? I want you to think about it, because if let's say you're in this sector and you're not making the money that you think you should be making, can you charge more? And my third question for you, if that answer is yes, is why aren't you? Why are you not charging more? Well, let me just tell you the problems that I see if this is the case. The first thing is, number one, it's hard to command premium pricing for your services if they are not positioned correctly. And this also goes for lower dollar volume as well. So maybe you're selling a lower dollar product and volume, you won't sell as many if you don't have the proper positioning. And either what I also see is that you're not selling enough, right? So you may have a properly positioned product and your pricing may be exactly where it needs to be, but you're just not selling enough of it. So now sales are low and there's inconsistency in your sales cycle, which results in overwhelm and stress and this up and down yo-yo business because there's no consistency or predictability in the business. The other problem that I see is that the process of the delivery of your service has holes in it. So you tend to be overworked, which results in less output. It's one thing to work with all these different niches and have all this type of business and have to basically reinvent the wheel every time you sell something because there's no processes in place and there's really just no rhythm to your rhyme, so to speak. So these are the three problems that I typically see. Now, with that being said, do you want to know what's the best option on the pricing scale? So I want to just show you this drawing again, just to kind of see where you fall in at. Are you, the product where you kind of got a DIY, do it yourself, lower dollar software as a service, with like simple products, information? Are you more in the middle with the programs and coaching and consulting for a little higher dollar? Or you do more done for you, which is service and fulfillment? So do you want to know what's the best option on the pricing scale? Well, it's to do all three. Yep. Is to do all three, where you can literally leverage all three of these areas with the knowledge that you already have. And how can I say this with confidence? Because this is exactly what I've done. This has been my ascension over just the last few years. And this is why I'm talking to you about it, because I've done it and I do it right now. So let me just kind of tell you a quick backstory for those that don't know. You probably came on this list as a result of SMS in some way. So I started selling SMS, text message marketing, in my marketplace, and it has, as you can see, higher dollar right there. But I tell you, I didn't have the proper positioning. I wasn't confident in my pricing and what I was charging. So I was really collecting kind of little money. So that big three is somewhat misleading, okay? But I was doing fulfillment-oriented work for the purpose of this training here. So I was doing that on my local marketplace, and I started getting good at it, started getting some results, and I could predictably get results for clients. So what did I do next? What was the next step? Well, I launched an information product, okay? And probably some of you all have seen that, but I don't think I've ever shown you some of the stats. And I tell you, I've not been in here and in maybe over a year, as you can see, I got eight, good grief, 879 unread notifications and 87 affiliate requests. Man, I'm probably throwing away money I already have. But it was kind of like going down memory lane looking in here, and as you can see, I got has a few products, a couple of products that did over $39,000 in revenue. This was like the first product, if you remember. This is wow, this is really going back here. The Restaurant SMS Text Bible. I think this is the front end that did $6,900 in revenue, and then this was my script. That was an OTO. I think that was like $15 or something. Yeah, $15, and that was $6,400. And I believe that launch did, right there around what, $13,000, $14,000, something like that. And it wasn't all profit, it wasn't all profit, but it was good money for first time doing something like that and leveraging my knowledge, right? So then I came back, I think like 2 months, 3 months later, and I launched Mobile Biz Success, right? And this right here did 11,587. The OTO did 6,700. And then look, I had a down sell. I heard that it's good to do a down sell. They don't buy the upsell. That brought in, $700. So that was more. So I was like, wow, this stuff really works. That was what, $17,000 right there for a launch. And then I had something else here. I think this is the third. I think I sold this in a different way, to a different platform. But yeah, that right there had done, I don't know, what, $7,000, whatever that was. But oh yeah, that was something else. But yeah, I'm forgetting this stuff, folks. So yeah, $39,000, almost 40 grand from just leveraging my knowledge. And this was my first crack at doing this. This was almost 3 years ago. And just from the information side, my revenue has more than quadrupled. Just from the information side of leveraging that. So that's just interesting. I just want to bring you back just to that aspect right there. So yeah, so that's another way that you can leverage your knowledge from that regard. And I know it had $1 on that price continuum, but it's actually okay money, it's okay money. So with that being said, so then that evolved into consulting. So with my site, Bell Media Group, I have people that reach out to me that they don't necessarily want fulfillment work, but they want to get me lunch or pick my brain. And quick tip: whenever people want to pick your brain, you don't let them pick your brain for free, right? You got to charge for that. But there's a way that you need to do consulting properly, so that you can collect money and you can position yourself as an expert and authority. And this allows you to get paid for doing the thing that you already are doing. You're in this space already. Why not leverage it to make more money? Right? So boom, that again started making me more revenue. And this was really by accident. And once it happened by accident, I said, well, I need to learn this stuff. So that's when I invested, well over $7,000 to learn from Frank Kern himself on how to properly do consulting and coaching, right? So again, this is all stuff that I've done and do, and then I refined it, okay? So how can you do this? I mean, that's probably a question that you want to know, because I'm not just telling you this for your own good, to say, look at me, because I'm nothing special, right? I'm nothing special. You need to use a 3-pillar framework. All right, let me explain. So, number one, you need production. Okay, and what production is really your pricing and how you price your offer and what's the proper way to price it. It's your packaging of your offer. Okay, and really the delivery and fulfillment of how you get that over to your customer and client. This is what I call your production. This is probably one of the most important elements here. But then in order to get to that point of saying, yep, I got this thing and here's what you can do and you can buy it, you need proper positioning. So this is how you get attention in a crowded marketplace, so you are deemed as the expert authority. Now, positioning can be a very hard thing to achieve and get, because you got to do it properly. There's a framework to it. And then you need to understand and incorporate proper processes. And this is how to structure your business machine so that you can land clients predictably and consistently. What I mean by your business machine is the point that you properly position yourself and you get people into your lead funnel. What do you do next? Well, how do you even get them into your lead funnel? How do you position yourself to start generating leads? Once they're in your funnel, what happens next? How do you communicate with them in the proper manner such that they continue to take the next desired step, which may be for a strategy session, which may be for an online meeting, which may be for consulting? How do you nurture the people that say no in a proper manner? How do you take people through your sales cycle so it just works? And how do you set up contingency and behavioral dynamics, which basically mean if people don't do the thing that you want them to do, what's the next step so you can drop them down into another bucket and get them to do what you want them to do, right? There's a lot of moving pieces inside of the processes, but this is how you increase your closing rate. This is how you structure systems that you can profit off the people that say no, okay? Well, why am I telling you this? Well, the reason why this is important and the time is of the essence is because we're going to work together for 8 weeks. Well, I hope that we work together for 8 weeks. And what I am doing for a very small group is we are engaging in an 8-week coaching program where I will be showing you and teaching you and working together, walking you step by step. We're going to be, I'm going to hold your hand through this process and teach you how to build a business that has consistency and predictability. This is going to be a coaching program that will have accountability. It will have the dynamics of a group atmosphere. So there's going to be a group dynamic, there's going to be an accountability dynamic, there's going to be some one-on-one time as well. And we're going to work on your business. So there's more information about this program below, but I do want to tell you before you go here is that this is not for everyone. Okay, this is not for everyone. This is for people that really want to dramatically grow their business in a major way. This is for people that are tired of the talking, you're tired of just the no action and not really achieving what you know you deserve and know what you could achieve. And it's just time. So I'm looking for action takers. I'm looking for the doers. I'm looking for the people that really want to change their situation in a major way. So with that being said, this will not be a program that anyone can just join. There is, for better words, a vetting process. You will have to apply. So there's an application that if this interests you, you have to apply. I will check that application. And if it seems that there's a good fit, the next step is that we will have a brief conversation and we'll go from there. So there's more information below this video here. I encourage you to check it out. So if you want to, leverage and know how to properly build your business in a way that you can leverage the 3 areas of the price continuum I've shown you, then this program is for you. Even if you wanted to just know how to properly leverage one area, that alone, as you already seen, can dramatically increase your business. So we're going to be going over all of it. So that being said, I will talk to you soon. If this interests you, take some action. See you.